Hi, my name is Mark Indig. I was born in New York City in 1949. I dreamed of being in the movie business, but didn't consider myself a creative person, so a career in production seemed like my path. One of my earliest jobs was scouting locations in Iowa and involved finding a wheat field after the crops had already been harvested. I'd only seen wheat before in a box of Wheaties, but somehow I got the job done. This was my first foray into photography, way before one-hour photos and digital cameras. With a Polaroid 195 camera that had f-stop and shutter speed rings, etc., so I had to self-learn photography fast. I then moved to LA in 1984, and this put me on a path to become a studio executive at Disney and Universal and a unit production manager on many big films. In fact, I have the dubious distinction of working on one of the biggest hits of all time, the Titanic, and one of the biggest flops, the Lone Ranger. Along the way, I got hooked on personal photography as a way of self-expression and to take advantage of my travels and experiences finding and photographing locations that were integral to the storytelling of a film. However, I was never interested in, quote, travel photography, unquote, shooting people or fully natural landscapes for many reasons, including there are so many others who do it better than me. I like to work on projects that utilize my specific skill set learned in scouting and film production to create location-based projects that tell a story about a region, for example, the Ozarks, or river systems like the Ohio River, or strange places like the Salton Sea. While I certainly strive to take the individual best pictures I can, sometimes it's more about the story a series of photographs can convey. One of my favorite recent projects was the Road to Nowhere, the longest north-south single road in the U.S., Route 83, which goes straight from the Canadian border to the Mexican border over 1,800 miles. The prairie landscape changed little, but the cultural changes were huge along the way. Unlike most photographers, I put light as third on my list after subject matter, hopefully with some humor and/or irony, and composition. I enjoy exploring the man-made landscape as opposed to the urban landscape to find unusual and off-the-beaten-path subjects that show the fingerprints of humans on the land. I like bold colors and strong graphic compositions, but try to take best advantage of whatever conditions I encounter. I never wait for the light, as I prefer to see as many places as possible on any given day or trip. Using a sports analogy, I try to take what the defense gives me. Each gas station, home, farm, church, and town square is a statement about a time and place, the people who built them, the history, politics, and economics. My most successful images and projects try to capture as many of these elements as possible. I retired from film production in 2013 and have devoted myself full-time since then to photography. I average at least 5 national and/or international photo trips per year, plus projects in my adopted hometown. Please visit my website at markindigphoto.com for a look at all my projects and feel free to drop me a line. Lastly, I'd like to thank Tomas for this opportunity and all he has done to create a unique photo community. Thank you.